First of all, how significant is this 200 million pounds, 208 million pounds has been announced for Wales, and specifically the 50 million pounds that's been announced for this new rail line?
It's hugely significant because obviously this is the capital of Wales. This project is going to help people, first of all, who travel in and out of Cardiff every morning. There's sort of hundreds of thousands of people every year who are coming in and out. It's sending out a message about what a great place Cardiff is to come and live and work. You've been down here, you've seen it for yourself. You can have a fantastic standard of living here. You've got beaches 20 minutes up the road, great walking behind us, and everything you want in a city, but at a much cheaper price than London. So I am going to sell Cardiff as much as I can here to your viewers. But also, I mean, this is about the government's commitment to levelling up across the whole of the UK, because this is just one of 11 projects today. There have been previous projects across the whole of Wales. We're getting something like 8.7% of the levelling up funds. So it's delivering on a commitment to make sure that the wealth, which is currently concentrated to some extent in London and the South East, spreads out across the country.
And actually, on that vein, people are understandably annoyed that some of that wealth is focused in the South East and London. Within Wales, I've spoken to Welsh people who've said a lot of the money that comes here is focused on Cardiff, and 50 million out of the 208 is going towards this rail line, and there is already a rail line here. In fact, you can walk from one station to the other in about 20 minutes, and some people are saying, okay, it is a small benefit, but is it worth 50 million? Do you understand that point of view?
Well, I get what people are saying, but I sometimes think that people are trying to look to find a bad news story in a £50 million transport project. I mean, look, first of all, it's not just about Cardiff. It's about all the people who travel in and out of Cardiff every day, and that's people living right the way up the valleys. Secondly, although Cardiff has got a certain amount of wealth in, there's also a lot of deprivation in Cardiff, and this railway line is going to be coming into some of the areas in some of the most deprived communities of Cardiff. And thirdly, as I say, it's about sending out a message to the rest of the country and even beyond. This is a great place to come and live, to set up businesses and to invest.
Yeah, and it's not just about transport as well. There's heritage sites, walking routes. There's a new leisure centre for Caerphilly as well.
Yeah, and there's also apprenticeships, engineering apprenticeships. There's say cycle paths, and also iconic buildings such as the Grand Pavilion in Porthcawl, which has brought hundreds of thousands of people into Porthcawl over the last century, and is now going to be fit for purpose of the 21st century. The point about these projects, by the way, though, is that they're all put forward by local authorities. So these are people who've been elected by their local communities. They know what's going to be important for their local communities.
Labour run as well.
Many of them Labour run. I mean, look, there's no pork barrel politics going on here. We've made absolutely certain that the officials are assessing the project bids which come in from. I mean, there isn't a single Conservative controlled authority anyway in Wales. So none of them. I can honestly say this isn't about politics. This is about allowing local authorities to come forward, put forward good and ambitious and imaginative bids, and the UK government has been supporting them. So great day for Wales, this.
But Welsh Labour say we're still not getting as much money as we did when we were a member of the EU.
Well, that's not true, because first of all, these levelling up funds aren't meant to be there as EU replacement money. The figures over the period that they're talking about, 2014 to 2020, were about 337 coming in for agriculture. That's been absolutely guaranteed in full. 375 is, I think, the figure for European structural funds, and my officials may not if I get that wrong. It's about 375 million a year. We calculated that average, and we've made sure that the total amount coming in is going to be exactly the same. What Labour have tried to do is to say, well, there's still some more money coming in. We want that as well, plus all the other money. And
saying they're double counting.
Yes, they are double counting it, and it is complicated. I'm happy to come on and explain it in detail with a Labour official and explain exactly why we have fulfilled our commitment to make sure that every single penny that came in from Europe is being replaced. And not just that, but actually we're bringing in more. So we've got levelling up funds, shared prosperity fund, community renewal fund, community ownership fund. And we've also got in Wales something called the growth deals, which are about £750 million worth of projects that are about developing kind of innovative business projects that perhaps wouldn't get off the ground if financed in the usual way. So there's a lot more money coming in than people realise at the moment.
And what's your message for the 11 local authorities, the people who bid in those local authorities who were unsuccessful in getting that money, because they'll be disappointed?
Yes, I understand that, and what I would say is there's going to be a third round of levelling up funding, and up until now the people who've won the bids today have been people who haven't won previously. So I think there's a very good chance that those local authorities who haven't been successful up to now can resubmit their bids, perhaps with a little bit of help from officials, which we'd be happy to make sure happens. And I wish them every success on the third round.